Hello, my friends. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy Friday. Welcome to our Friday YouTube Live. My name is Sarah McGuire, in case you don't know me, from Sassy Paper Crafts. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today we are going to be making the final one of these cards. So this is a card set. I love card sets as a way to always have cards on hand. Also, I love giving them as gifts. So for this one, I have a happy birthday, a thank you, a happy birthday, and another thank you. And you may recognize these colors. These are four of the five 2021 to 2023 in colors. So we have polished pink, soft succulent, pale papaya, and fresh freesia. And today we're going to be making the evening evergreen one, which is the fifth in color. These in colors are retiring in the beginning of May. So when the annual catalog, our current annual catalog retires, these colors are going away. They're only 2021 to 2023. Don't worry, we still have the 2024 to 2026 colors, and we're going to be getting 5 new colors. But I want to make you aware that anything that uses the 2021 to 2023 in colors will be going away. So if you want to stock up on ink refills, cardstock, ribbons, I suggest do it now. The retirement list will be coming out at the end of this month, I think. So I still suggest doing it now. The in colors that are retiring tend to go so fast, and I really would hate for you to miss out on these beautiful colors. If you do happen to place an order in my online store, use our March host code. You will get the fancy flora card tutorials for free with any purchase in my online store, and you'll get a free take your pick tool, which is a really cool little tool that I pretty much use every time I craft, free with a $50 purchase in my online store. All right, so let's get into these cards. Now, all week long, I've been using the Dragonfly Garden stamp set and the Dragonflies Punch. Today, I'm using both of those, but I'm pulling in the Something Fancy bundle. So this is a cling stamp set with 10 sentiments in it. And these beautiful labels, I love these beautiful labels that coordinate with the words in here. You can use any sentiment you want, any colors you want. I designed these to be interchangeable. So even if you didn't want to use the in colors, say you wanted to use Night of Navy, we have designer series paper in all of the colors. You pick whatever colors you want. The layout is really what I wanted you to get the idea for. So I'm going to put these cards to the side and pull in our evening evergreen. We are going to be doing some stamping first. So I have my evening evergreen ink pad. This is just a layer that's going on. My light is getting dim. And don't worry, all of the measurements and everything that I am using is on my blog. It's going up in about 5 minutes or so. So there is a blog post with all the measurements, all the supplies. I have 2 pieces of scrap paper here. I'm going to move that so I don't confuse anybody. But I have 2 pieces of scrap paper here. That is what we're going to be stamping on. I couldn't think of the word stamping, I think, isn't it? So I make sure I have the right piece. Yes, I do. Okay. So this is what we're going to be stamping on. Now, the dragonflies are very similar, but one has like a solid colored body and the other has a more open body. And I use the more open one for this card. So we want this one. And then I'm going to select my sentiment. Oh, and I forgot to announce our giveaway winner. I'll do that at the end of the video. I have the giveaway stuff right over here. And I think I'm going to do another birthday card. I feel like I never have enough birthday cards. So I have my stamps. Now we're going to open the ink pad, and we're only using one color for this. Now, if you did the set of 5, you are going to need all 5 of the ink colors. But these cards are just really whatever you have on hand. So I'm going to stamp the dragonfly first. And then we're going to stamp our sentiment. And really, I didn't need that piece. We can just use this one here. Stamp it up there. And oh, and for the inside of our card. So I'm going to grab these little dragonflies here and our card inside. We're going to ink that up. And I'm just going to go down in the corner, just like that. Now we're done stamping. And I'm going to clean off my stamps really quick. I don't like to leave stamps out or put my fingers in them. I make a mess sometimes. I'm just grabbing my Stampin' Scrub, Stampin' Mist on one side, scrub on the wet side, scrub on the dry side, and we are good to go. Whoops. And then I like to put my stamps away so that way I don't lose them. Only takes a second to clean your stamps and put them away. Oh, and I also wanted to remind you that tomorrow is the March into Spring party over in the Sassy Paper Crafters VIP group. The link to the VIP group is in the description of this video. So if you wanted to join that party, head on over there and RSVP. It starts tomorrow at 7 p.m. So now I'm going to take the punch, put the dragonfly in there, and just line it up. Pretty easy to do. And punch it out. And you also get this little baby dragonfly, which I've used on several other cards this week. So if you want to see that, go over to sassypapercraft.com and check out the other cards I've made this week. I'm not going to be using that one on this card. Now I need to do a little bit of die cutting. If you're not into die cutting yet, you don't have to do this step. I just really like the labels from the Something Fancy bundle. And all of the dies fit in the mini machine, so that's what I'm going to be using for this. Just line that up on there. Hopefully it stays put. Just run it through. And there is our sentiment. Get this out of the way. I did do a little bit of dry embossing for the card as well. I used the gingham embossing folder, which I don't have handy, but it is on the supply list on my blog. But it looks like this. I used it on a piece of basic black cardstock. Love how that looks. Just makes a nice little background. So now let's put everything together. I do have a piece of the Evening Evergreen Designer Series paper, and I think I want to use that plaid side. I like that. So I'm just going to grab my Stampin' Seal, put that down first. Just right over, I'm going to line this up so it doesn't come out crooked, right over to the left side of our card. And then I have a piece of Evening Evergreen and Basic White. I'm just going to put that down. And then some of this Evening Evergreen Open Weave ribbon. This ribbon comes in all 5 of the in colors. Again, I would suggest to pick ribbon or do colors of the cards that you maybe have ribbon for if you're really set on using ribbon. Otherwise, you can just leave it off. It's just to add a little bit of detail. Then I'm going to grab some Stampin' Dimensionals. Pop those on our card or our panel. And I just love this layout. It's so easy, but I also like how it shows off the Designer Series paper. We're going to pop that up there, and that's where our dragonfly is going to go. But before we put our dragonfly on, I do have one of Stampin' Up's blender pens, and all I'm going to do is just kind of blend that ink from the Evening Evergreen onto the body a little bit, and then just kind of go through the wings. Now, hold this up to the camera when I'm finished so you can see that it does a nice job of just blending that color. So it's kind of watercoloring without any ink or anything. I will say the lighter colors like Pale Papaya, I did have to dip in to the ink pad just a little bit because it's a lighter color, so it's harder to see it. Oh, and to clean off your blender pen, you just run it on a scrap paper. Mine was pretty clean because I didn't dip into any ink, but that's what you get with the blender pen. And I just kind of curl up the edges a little bit. And I'm going to pop a dimensional on the one side of the wing. Doesn't really matter which one you choose. Like he's flying right off of our card. And then I'm going to use a mini dimensional for our sentiment. I'm going to use two actually. If you don't have mini dimensionals, you could always cut a regular Stampin' Dimensional in half, or even use like the outer edges of it. I'll put that right down here. And then we can put everything on our card base. So I have the Evening Evergreen cardstock here. I'm just gonna burnish that with a bone folder. Now the ink colors do have packs of cardstock. They have the ink bundle where you can get all 5 colors. So that's usually what I do. I feel like it's more cost effective to do it that way. So you get 2 sheets of each color in the cardstock pack. We're going to put our inside of the card, and then we can add a little embellishment. And I'm going to show you what I did for polished pink, because these embellishments that I'm using, I've been kind of using them a lot. I have 2 packs of them open right now. This is the one of the ones I only have a couple left. Apparently, I don't use pale papaya as often as I should, but I have no more polished pink. So I'm trying to use up what I have. And this is another thing that goes quick, is the embellishments. So if you really like the in color jewels or the ribbons or anything, I would get them now before the retirement list comes out. But let me show you the polished pink. So I didn't have any more polished pink. So I just took, if I have them handy, the Pearl Basic Jewels, and you can see the outline there, and my polished pink blend, and I just colored 3 of those to match my card. So I like the opal rounds better, but that works in a pinch because I didn't have any more polished pink. So that is our cards for today. So before I go, I do want to announce our winner. So last week I was giving away the embroidered ribbon, and our winner who left a comment on last week's video is Maureen Wheatley. So Maureen, if you would send me an email at sassypapercrafts@gmail.com with your address, I will get this sent right out to you. And our giveaway for this week, I am so over winter. I am thinking spring, so I want to give away the Fitting Florets DSP sampler. This just screams spring to me. This is retired now, so you cannot buy this anymore. So it's almost like exclusive paper, but this does coordinate with the Fitting Florets bundle, which is still available. So this paper can be yours if you leave a comment on this video. I will draw a winner for this paper next Friday during our YouTube live. So if you want to be entered for that, just comment on this video. I will randomly select a winner next Friday, the 24th. Can't believe March is like halfway done already. But I hope you guys enjoyed these cards today. Let me bring the rest of them, and now we have all 5 colors. So I hope you enjoyed these cards today, and I hope it inspired you to create maybe a card set of your own. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.